After studying this module, you would come to know about the concept of pricing policy, understand various pricing policies, know what pricing strategies are, understand discount pricing, and analyze about rebates. Let us now, in general, try to understand what pricing policies and strategies are. Pricing policy. Pricing strategy in the marketing context is the methodology of identifying the optimum price for a product. All companies, irrespective of their base price of their product and the services on production, labor, etc., and the advertisement expenses, they base their pricing on a given base price and then add other costs such as the advertisement expenditures, and a certain percentage is added to the base cost to arrive at some profit margin. This strategy is integrated with the other marketing principles known as the 4 P's, the product, place, price and promotion. Market demand and product characteristics, competition and the economic patterns are considerations as a part of the integrated strategy. Pricing is considered as the foremost element in the marketing mix, as it is, of course, it is not the only element which results in the marketing strategy, but it is the foremost element because it is responsible for the revenue generation to the organization. The remaining 3 P's are associated with the organization as the variable cost and are seen in relation to expenditure. The company has to spend on production and designing of the product, distribution of the product and its promotion. Price must be supported by other elements of the marketing mix. Pricing is the pricing policy is a strenuous way of examining the supply and demand conditions for arriving at the price. Therefore, such a strategy must be reflective of the supply and demand conditions. Pricing strategy tends to be one of the most critical components of the marketing mix, and it is focused on generating revenue and ultimately profits for the company. There are different pricing strategies such as penetration pricing, price skimming, discount pricing, and also product life cycle pricing as well as competitive pricing. Common pricing policies are being considered now. One of the most important and crucial decisions that a marketing manager must take is to decide on a pricing policy. There are 2 pricing policies that are commonly used by companies. These are one price policy and 2, the flexible price policy. In one price policy, the company offers a single price to each customer who purchases the product under identical conditions and alike quantities. Most companies use a one price policy because it makes pricing easier and customers also would prefer it. However, companies may face the risk of being cut by their competitors due to such a rigid pricing policy. A company using a flexible price policy offers identical products and quantities to divergent customers at different prices. This policy can be illustrated with the help of an example of a grocery store who gives special discounts offers to frequent shoppers. Flexible pricing has become elementary because companies now have access to databases that keep track of the different price scales. Flexible pricing is typically used in channel sales, in direct sales of business products, for luxury retail items, and for homogeneous shopping products. An advantage of flexible pricing is that the salespersons can make on the spot adjustments depending on his or her relationship with the customer and the strength of competition. An advantage of flexible pricing is that it can improve the reduced profits, and sometimes of course it could be taken to an extreme as well. Pricing strategies. The pricing strategies is the foremost for concern for a company, as it helps in achieving success by finding the price point where the maximum sales and profits could occur. Depending on the unique marketing goals and objectives, the company may employ different pricing strategies. These pricing strategies have been classified into three categories: new product pricing, product mix pricing, and price adjustment strategies. Now let us consider each one of these. New product pricing strategies. The pricing strategy for new products will mainly be based on the objectives of the company. In case of new products, the main objectives of the company are to either earn profit margin, increase the profit margin, or to maximize the market share. The most popular pricing strategy followed by the companies is to achieve the objectives, and these are the price skimming and penetration pricing strategies. Let us first consider price skimming. Skimming price is a technique a company can use while introducing a new or innovative product in the market by settling the highest initial price that should match the willingness of the buyer. The customers are not very those customers who are not very price sensitive, because they compare the new product's price, quality, and ability to satisfy their needs against the same characteristics of substitutes. Initially, the price of the product is substantial to quickly cover the embedded costs such as production or development or advertising costs. Then it begins to slowly reduce, the firm begins to slowly reduce the price to capture a wider part of the market. Then gradually the firm reduces the price to attract more customers in the price sensitive segment. That is, initially they do not target the price sensitive segment. Thus skimming price is the price that derives its origin from skimming successive layers of cream. So each customer segment is treated as a layer, and successively the prices are lowered step by step. This kind of strategy is applicable where, in the case of electronic items, where we see that higher prices are there at the beginning when the product has been introduced. Say, let us talk about LED TVs. Earlier we had LCD screens and so on. They were very expensive to begin with. But once the word spreads, then the prices go down. Penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is a strategy that is framed to apprehend market share by invading markets with relatively low prices to attract buyers. When introducing a product, a marketeer uses penetration pricing to seize a large market share swiftly. The idea is that the awareness will be created about the product, and as people are prepared to buy the product more and more, then the producer, the seller could, through adoption of penetration pricing, slowly raise the price. So, in this case, the hope is that by word of mouth there would be awareness about the product and amid the market of similar product categories. Marketeer can employ this approach to find themselves in a rigid position rather than price skimming, because it is more unfavorable to raise the price than to lower the price or give a discount on the earlier skimming price strategy. This is why a firm employs penetration after having skimmed the market by charging the higher prices. Product mix pricing strategies. While deciding the prices for a product mix, the company is seeking a set of prices that will allow it to the most profitable potential from selling products. The product mix pricing strategies comprise of product line pricing, optional product pricing, captive product pricing, by-product pricing, and product bundle pricing. These are discussed in the following discussion. Product line pricing. Price lining is a strategy that retailers use when pricing different products at is being done at one specific price point. These products are of different level of quality and have different features. Company uses the pricing strategy to separate market offerings by price gaps between categories. The price gaps are employed to circumspect interested buyers to real or perceived differences in the quality of the offerings. Retailers employ this approach to classify goods into cost categories as well, so the customers can perceive distinctions in the levels of the quality of the merchandise. This strategy is also employed by the retailers to predict their profits and market based on the product choice of the product by the consumers. Optimal product pricing. This method enables a company to set a comparatively low price for its basic product or service, while the desirable or needed add-ons and accessories or services are offered at a higher price. This method enables the company additional ways to profit. Airlines and cell phone companies employ this strategy. We can consider the example of an airlines company who charges the guaranteeing a window seat or an additional uh, luggage allowance or extra leg room and so on. The captive product pricing method is employed by companies that market their own supplies for a main product when the main product is sold separately. Using this method, the company would usually set the price low for the main product but will have a high markup on the supplies needed for the use. For example, manufacturers of computer printers employ this method by offering printers at a relatively low price, with printer ink cartridges being offered at a substantially higher price. In the case of services, the captive pricing method is called a two-part pricing. Part 1 is a fixed fees for basic services, for example, a photocopying machine. But part 2 of the service is a variable use rate, which depends upon the number of copies made. Byproduct pricing. Byproducts are those which are produced as a consequence of the main product. The motive of the producer is not to earn profits but to cover the storage and delivery costs. The manufacturers of cheese often have a byproduct called whey water, and similarly from crude oil, when the distillation process is done, then we have asphalt, which is used for laying of the metalled roads, and these are some of the examples of byproducts. Of course, the main thing is, unless there is sufficient level of production, it is not viable to price the byproducts. Very often such byproducts have just to be discarded if the scale of production is not sufficient. After all, these are residual products. Product bundle pricing uses the bundling of several products which are being offered as a single unit. These items are packaged together and priced together, and customers do not have to purchase them separately. This is usually at a discount than what would otherwise have been priced when each item is priced separately. The price mix allows the marketeer to incorporate a bundle in such items that it would be more profitable and more popular with consumers than when they buy them separately. As you would notice, when you go to a supermarket, then you would find a bundle of cooking oil, rice and sugar all put together, and it is offered as a bundle. Price adjustment strategies. Many organizations usually adjust their basic price considering the difference amongst the customers and the dynamic environment. The explanation of these strategies is discussed. Some of the strategies are discount and allowance pricing, segmented pricing, psychological pricing, promotional pricing, geographic pricing, dynamic pricing and international pricing. Discount and allowance pricing. Most companies modify their price structure in order to honor customers for certain responses such as prepaid payments of bills, bulk purchases and off-season discounts. The price adjustment called discounts and allowances can take many kinds of uh, you know forms. The cash discount, quantity discount, functional discount, seasonal discount or allowance. Discount is a reduction in the price by the company on the purchase of its products, while allowance is a promotional money paid to by the company to the retailer as a part of their agreement to feature or promote the company's products in some way. Segmented pricing. Companies that employ this form of pricing charge different prices to buyers on the basis of differences in the customers, products and places. Targeted customer segments are identified, and the shape of the product, the price, the location, etc. are varied accordingly. Under segmented pricing, firms allow the practice of charging distinct prices from divergent customers. The company sells a product or a service at a higher or lower price, and such variations are not essentially due to the distinctions in cost. Variations of the seat charges in a cinema hall is a typical example. Psychological pricing. Some customers perceive that the commodity quality on the price and associate the substantial price with the good quality. At times, customers even do not have the information on the actual price of the product, and they perceive the quality of the product by its price. This type of price behavior requires the sellers to increase prices of their products despite the fact that the real prices are actually lower. Price, let us say, of some product is round about 1000 rupees a bottle, let us say something like a perfume, but it may contain only 300 rupees worth of the perfume, but some people are willing to pay 1000 rupees because the price indicates something very special. And this is very often found in the case of such products like deodorants. Using the psychological pricing, simply the economics or the cost structure is not considered, but the psychology of the consumer is considered. Reference pricing is also considered as a form of psychological pricing. It is a price that the consumer sustains in the minds and sight while buying a product. Then we have promotional pricing. Many companies try to promote their products by temporarily lowering the price of their products below the list price and sometimes even below the cost. Promotional pricing has various forms. Supermarkets and departmental stores will price a few products at a loss to attract the customers to their store in the hope that they would buy other products on which there is a markup. Sellers will also use special events pricings in certain seasons to draw more consumers. Manufacturers would sometimes offer cash rebates to consumers who would buy the products from dealers within a specified time. The manufacturer sends the rebate directly to the customer, and some manufacturers offer certain goods by offering a lower rate of interest. This practice has recently been adopted in the auto industry and is considered as a favorite. Sellers may also offer discount on normal prices in order to increase the sales and to reduce inventories. The major advantage of a short period of time, within a short period of time, the promotional pricing helps the marketeer to attract more customers. However, The promotional pricing can be vulnerable as it may ruin the image of the organization. Also, it can easily be copied by the competitors and it could lead to a retaliatory pricing strategy. It can also lead to price wars amongst organizations. Geographic pricing. Companies charge different prices from customers who are scattered geographically, living in different parts of the country or the world or even within a city. If the customers are living in remote areas, companies have to charge a higher price to cover the cost of delivery, but will lead to a loss to the customers. Therefore, the application of uniform prices across the country becomes a strenuous effort for the company, and therefore sometimes it is of course forced upon the company as per the location of the customers. We now consider dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing is done when the prices are continually adjusted to meet the characteristics and the needs of the individual customers and situations. This method can be used when the customers of the organization are from both rural as well as urban areas. International pricing. Many organizations operate in the international market, and due to this they have to decide what prices are to be charged in different countries in which they operate. In some cases, a company can set a uniform worldwide price. Various factors that are affecting pricing are different. Consumers' perceptions and preferences may also vary from country to country, calling for different prices. So, the pricing factors consist of economic conditions, competitive situations, the laws and regulations, development of the wholesaling and retailing system. Discount pricing. Discount is a reduction from the list price given by the seller to the buyer. Buyers who use discounts usually give up some part of the marketing mix included in the list price, such as service. Companies use discount pricing as a part of the product promotion, which is generally used for increasing traffic and attracting new customers. Different types of discounts are given to the customers, and these may include quantity discounts. Quantity discounts are discounts that encourage the customer to buy in larger amounts. Quantity discounts can be cumulative or non-cumulative. Cumulative quantity discounts give a reduction in the price for a large purchase over a given period of time, such as 1 year. Cumulative discounts are used to encourage repeat buying, and companies make the use of this method to develop closer ongoing relationships with the customer. Non-cumulative discounts, quantity discounts. In this method, the price reduction is given to the customer when he buys a larger quantity on an individual order. For example, a store might give a free bottle of juice with every 2 bottles purchased. Seasonal discounts. Discounts that encourage buyers to buy earlier than the present demand required is known as a seasonal discount. For example, many beach resorts offer summer holiday discounts in advance when booked in advance. Cash discounts. Cash discounts are offered to customers to encourage them to pay their bills for a specified date or time. Adjusting the basic price to reward the customer for certain responses, as we have seen now, have been discussed as a part of the discounting price that we have just now considered. In addition to this, another method of promotion and which has implications for pricing is rebates. Rebates are employed by the marketeers to enhance the sales and to promote customer loyalty. The basic goal behind giving a rebate is to includes encouraging repeat purchase, increasing product awareness, getting customers to try a new product, uh, moving overstocked inventory, targeting specific markets, softening the blow of the price increase, launching a new marketing campaign, trading consumers up, and responding to competitive pressures. Finally, now let us summarize what we have studied. The pricing strategy is one of the most foremost components of the marketing mix strategy, which focuses on the generation of revenue and ultimately has implications for profit of the company. The commonly used pricing policies are one price policy and flexible price policy. Pricing strategy is the focal point of companies, and these pricing strategies have been classified into three categories: new product pricing strategies, product mix pricing strategies, and price adjustment strategies. The new product pricing strategies include price skimming and penetration. Product mix pricing strategies include product line, captive, optional, and byproduct and bundle pricing. Price adjustment strategies include segment pricing, geographic pricing, international pricing, psychological pricing, promotional pricing, discount pricing, dynamic pricing, and so on. Apart from this, there are other methods which we have also discussed, that is discount pricing, which is a reduction in the list price, and rebates, which is used by marketeers to increase sales and by promoting the customer loyalty.